Hey everyone, Jason Katzenbach here with the Amazing Sewing Machine, Amazing.com, all of those great things. Today we are getting 3 days closer to the closing of the doors for the Amazing Sewing Machine ASMX, and I have something really special we're going to be sharing with you today. So today we are going to be sharing with you a strategy that Paul Barron, one of our successful ASM students, created for us that gives you another option for finding products to sell. When you're getting started on this business selling on Amazon, one of the biggest roadblocks people have is finding products that they feel comfortable to start with, where they have this confident feeling that it's going to be able to make them money. Well, this strategy works hand in hand with the strategies that we've been teaching in this training and with ASM to be able to give you other options. This is really powerful, especially for those of you that love to walk the aisles of Target, Home Depot, Walmart, and all of those kind of stores. It's a fantastic strategy that even Paul himself was surprised about how many opportunities he found. Now, before we get into this training, I want to hit on something really critical. We did something today that we're very proud of. We've been listening to you guys. We've been looking at everything we can and how can we make the Amazing Sewing Machine the perfect business model for all of you. So today we're proud to announce of the brand new 6-month buyback guarantee that also includes a $5,000 inventory replacement guarantee. So what this means is if you join ASM before Friday at 11:59 Pacific time, this Friday at 11:59 Pacific time, you're going to qualify for this bonus. What this bonus gives you is 6 full months of risk-free access to ASM. You go through ASM, you already are covered by the 30-day money-back guarantee. But now on top of that, we've got a 6-month buyback guarantee, and this is only a limited bonus. You have to buy before Friday at 11:59 p.m. or else it's going to go away. And what this means is if you join ASM, you follow our training, you complete all the steps of the terms of this agreement, if in 6 months you are not blown away with how much you love running this business, if you find that this business isn't working for you and you feel like it's been a waste of time and money, we will buy back your membership, meaning we will refund you for your membership. Plus, we're going to reimburse you for up to $5,000 of unsold inventory. That means you have no risk. This is an it's actually an insane offer, but that's how much we believe in ASM. That's how confident we are that if you follow our system, do exactly what we say, this will work for you. Again, this bonus is going away on Friday at 11:59, and if you want to learn more about it, go to asmnow.com/bonus. We're going to talk about that again more. But before we do that, I want to go over this strategy. So to be able to get the strategy we're talking about right now, what you're going to want to do is in the comments section, if you're on Facebook, you're going to want to put in the word download. So just type the word download in the comment. And what's going to happen is Messenger is going to send you a message and asking you if you would like to confirm that you want the download. Then we'll be able to send the download right to you. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, in the description, we're going to update the description with a link that you can click on that'll give you access the same way. So you're going to want to do that right away. So make sure you put the word download in there if you haven't already downloaded this to get your access to it right now. And we're going to wait a couple seconds to be able to get people to do that. Now, for those of you live on the call, I'd love to hear where you're from. Just mention wherever you're from. I'd love to know if you're from Canada, as I'm a Canadian, or anywhere else. And I'd love to do a few call outs for some people because I see some people already. And Athena, that's fabulous. Athena, always a pleasure to have you on here. So I'm seeing lots of people on here, lots of people I want to say hi to. So this is fantastic. Colorado, hey, Charity, good to have you here. So it's great to have a whole bunch of people here. Okay, so I'm going to bring on Mr. Paul now. He's Mr. Paul Barron. Let's get him on here.
Hey, bud. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing fantastic, Paul. How are you doing?
Great,
so
man.
We're going to do this. So, Paul, you know what? Before we do this, I always love bragging about my students. You're one of our successful students. You joined ASM, I believe ASM 5, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, ASM 5.
I just love, share a little bit about your success. There's a lot of people on this call right now before we get into this training that are sitting there like, oh, I want that freedom. I want to know what this is like. And you were in their spot. In fact, I believe you were a waiter or something. Like, I can't remember. I'll detail that story. But, share your story because, where you are now, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. So a little bit about me. I had always had the bug to be an entrepreneur basically my whole life. Starting when I was 5, I would actually take little drawings to the grocery store, and I'd give them to grandmas, and I'd ask, do you want this? They'd say yes. And then I'd say, well, that'll be 5 cents or whatever. But there's really no effective training like ASM that really helps entrepreneurs like me that, you may think you want to do something, but you don't know how to do it. So fast forward to when I was, about 5-6 years ago, I had gotten fired from a job I was at a web development marketing agency. And I had built a network locally in the community that knew me for that as doing web stuff. So I was trying to start a company. I started a company in 2014 doing web design and stuff. I was really struggling to make that work. And so I picked up a job waiting tables at night. So when I found out about ASM, it was in 2015. So about a year into trying to start this other business. So if anybody out there is, gone through that, trying to start a business from scratch, it's a lot of work. I was probably working between 40 and 60 hours just with that, and then another 20 to 30 waiting tables. Saw the videos, the promo stuff for ASM 5, and to be completely honest, I thought that it was way too good to be true. And I didn't watch, I was like, this is way too good to be true. And my sister actually tagged me. I gave it a second chance, and I was like, I looked at it, I was like, this isn't too good. This makes perfect sense. I don't know why. Anyway, so I was like, okay, this makes perfect sense. We really hit it hard. We launched our first product in July. The course went live in May. We had 9 sales our first day, which there's nothing like getting your first sale. Like now we're up to about, 85 to 100,000 a month in revenue. That first day though, those first 9 sales is just so validating because we went through the course. You go through and you like, okay, I hope this works. I hope this works. I hope this works. And then it works. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is working. It's amazing. No pun intended. But so just from there on out, we kind of had our share of, product failures, product successes, and just kept at it. And so within about a year, I was able to stop waiting tables. I shut my other business down because I hated doing it anyway. Focused on, our physical products business. And, because of you guys, it's just been a, game changer for us. I mean, for me, I was joking with Rochelle, my wife, the way that I define freedom is that I can wear whatever I want, whenever I want. I can take a nap if I want. If I want to stay in sweats all day, I can. If I don't want to, I don't have to. So you guys have really helped us do that. And we're super appreciative to you for that. So yeah, thanks.
Very cool. So one of the things that Paul's really gotten into is as he's learned this business model, and this is something that, when it affects your life so profoundly, all of a sudden you become an advocate and want to share it with others. And Paul definitely loves to teach and share this strategy with others. And in fact, that's why he shared this strategy with us. He wanted to give back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the presentation. So again, if you're just joining us, please say download in the comment box so that you can get the download, which we have ready for you. It's a detailed PDF of this strategy. We're going to quickly go over this strategy just to make sure that we cover everything. That way, when you're going through it, we don't leave any questions unanswered. So I'm going to just change my screen real quickly here, and then we're going to do that. So I want to get confirmation it's switched over. All right, cool. So this is called the Amazing Brick and Mortar Product Search Method, and it's how to find killer private label product ideas anytime you go shopping. So I'm going to let you take over from here, Paul.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is a method that we kind of stumbled into as you get into this business and you start working for yourself. the way that you look at products changes. You know, instead of going shopping and you see stuff on the shelves, you start seeing items that you can sell. So this is a method of finding those types of products when you're just out shopping. Ideally, if you're going to apply this, I would say go to a specialty store or some sort of boutique. So good examples of those would be like for craft goods, like Joann Fabric, Hobby Lobby. If you want to go like sporting goods, you know, Sportsman's Warehouse, Shields, any sporting goods store, and pet supply stores, obviously Petco and PetSmart. So we did this the other day, and I'm going to walk you through some of that stuff. Actually, a couple of the notes on how this works is when you're out shopping, ideally you want to look for products that catch your eye and meet the price, weight, and private label potential guidelines that Rich Henderson put together in that hot product opportunity criteria. So that's linked. And again, this is a download that you guys can get by just commenting download on this video, and then it'll be delivered directly to your Messenger inbox. So typically in retail stores, these types of items that are hot selling, they're going to be put in on end caps or near the front of the store in their own standalone display units. So those are really good places to look. Basically, an end cap is a display for products placed at the end of aisles. If you find an end cap near the front of the store that's missing several items, it's probably a good indicator that it's a popular product, meaning that other people, people are buying it, that it's moving quickly. So you want to, investigate it. So what you want to do then is you're going to be able to research the BSR and the reviews later in that hot product criteria list. So really what you want to do focus right now is just on the price, the weight, and that private label potential. So here's a photo of a standalone unit here, a bunch of items missing. When you find an item that catches your eye or it meets those 3 criteria above, what I do is I just take a picture of it. And so then I can validate the BSR and the reviews later when I get home. Now, if you have the Amazon Seller app, which is, these are some photos on the right, you can actually get an idea of the BSR and the reviews quickly, just by going into adding a product there. And then once you go to the next screen, you type in whatever your product may be. So say silicone spatula. Once you enter that, it's going to go to a screen that loads a whole bunch of different items that match that search. So it'll show you, see there's BSR ranked there, 14,962. The next one is 4,226. Prices are pretty low. So this gives you a really quick method of either validating or invalidating an idea that you can go then at home, like I said, and then just really dig into research what the BSRs are and those reviews to make sure that we match the ASM criteria. So additionally, another method that you can do is going in and actually talking to an employee or a manager. And you can ask them if they have products that people absolutely love and that they just can't seem to keep in stock. So let's say you're going Christmas shopping, right? And you want to find stuff that's popular. Just ask them, and they may or may not tell you. You're not always going to get good products this way, but it's worth a shot. Once you have a dozen or so products that meet these initial criteria points that you found while out shopping, you want to go home and then check those other remaining 2 criteria, the BSR and the reviews. Add those, any products that meet those criteria, add those to your list. And if they fail to meet the full criteria, just remove them from your list. So like Jason said, he asked us to put this together for you guys last week. So we went out on Friday, and I'm going to give you some examples of Joann Fabric. So this tag maker thingy we found was right at the front of the store. It was kind of, missing some spots. So the initial guidelines that matched and met for us were the price, the weight, and the private label potential. We did an initial search on the app, and it seemed okay. But when we got home, the BSRs weren't within range. They were too high, meaning that it wasn't as popular of a product as I thought it was. The reviews were good, but because the BSRs were out, it didn't meet the criteria. So we just knocked that one off our list. The next one that we found is actually right next to it. It was a craft stamp kit. So if you see in that picture that's my son, look at all those empty spots there. That's an indicator that these items are being purchased, quite a lot. So the pricing for that stuff met the criteria is between $7 or $18 to $20, you know, low weight, definite private label potential. I mean, just think of how many stamps you could make, tons. BSRs, when I did my research at home, they were within range, and the reviews were also within range. This was a good potential product, and then using some different tools that I have, I found that probably was around, you know, $10,000 to $12,000 a month in revenue, which is, you know, decent. That's pretty good. So let's go on to the next one. We found this thing called a pour art kit. It was at the end. That's an end cap there. I thought it was pretty cool. I took a picture of it. Actually did initial research using the app, which is why I'm making that face and the thumbs down. BSRs were out of range. Came home and did more research, and they were, yeah, definitely out of range. Looked like a cool product, but there's just not enough demand for it, which is why the BSRs weren't within range. So we knocked that one off of our list. Next one we found, again on an end cap, were these craft storage boxes. And if you see there, those prices range anywhere from $28 or $25 to $35, depending on which one you have. So I just did $28.99. Prices were definitely good. Weight's good. Definite private label potential. I mean, just think, you know, you make your own label or your own logo, put it on there, build your own brand around it. Tons of potential there. BSRs were definitely within range. So are the reviews. Now, this one was a really great potential product, actually. About $50,000 a month in revenue for craft storage boxes. This other one we found was a...
I just want to remind everyone, if you're getting on this call a little bit late, enter download into the comments if you're on Facebook, and you're going to get access to this download that we're going over right now, this presentation with all these details. And if you're on YouTube, check the description, and there should be a link in there for you to be able to get the download.
Yep.
So now, Paul, take it away.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, thanks, Jason. The other thing that I like about this method, and kind of touch on this, it's just something fun that you can do. It's not like you're sitting down in front of your computer doing all this stuff. This is literally while you're out shopping, then you just go home and validate later. So again, here's the cookie baking kit we found on an end cap, bunch of missing spots, but the BSRs weren't within range. That basically means that there's not enough demand for this particular type of product. Plus, the other thing is I don't know what people type when they're searching for cookie baking stuff. So moving on, though, right next to it, we found a cake pan set. And this was a phenomenal product, guys. Look at those estimated sales, almost 120,000 a month. And the great thing about this is, so, you know, obviously everything's in line there, the price, the weight, BSR's reviews. But if you think of private label potential, I mean, you could do every letter of the alphabet. You could do all kinds of custom stuff for pans. I mean, that's a phenomenal product. And it's just, again, found it on an end cap right next to those cupcake or cookie baking ones. So let's go ahead and go on. The next one, I actually talked to the manager of the store, and I asked them if they just had stuff that people loved, like just tons of stuff that they just couldn't keep in stock. And one of the things that he mentioned was a decorative storage box. And so I did a search on Amazon, and there are tons of different types of decorative storage boxes. This is just one of those types. So on Amazon, the prices met the guidelines, the weight met the guidelines, definite private label potential because there's tons of different box types. BSRs were within range, reviews were within range, and the estimated sales on this one was about $36,000 a month. So again, that was directly from the manager. So that was a kind of a freebie for me. Cool. So moving on, we went right next door to Joann, and there's a Bed Bath & Beyond where we live. So walked in there, saw this thing, the grabber tools. You know, there's 5 left on that shelf. So we thought, okay, that's popular. Let's take a look. And it is super popular. In fact, there are tons of reviews, too many reviews. So it's too competitive. Everything else met the criteria, but because the reviews are out of scope, that doesn't meet the ASM criteria. So we knocked that off of our list. Then later, further down in the store, we found bed tents for kids. And these particular ones, there's bed tents for boys, bed tents for girls would be another keyword that you could search. Pricing, you know, everything is lining up with the criteria. Found out, you know, it's a good potential product, not a ton of sales. You know, it's still $10,000 a month. That's life-changing income if you launch this product. And just, again, all the private label potential there is pretty huge. So right next to those tents, a little bit further down the store, we found some suction grab bars, which I didn't even know that was a thing. But there was a bunch of them and a bunch were missing. So I took a photo. Everything met the criteria. It's an okay product, not super popular, but you're looking at about $6,000 a month in sales on suction grab bars, which again, I didn't even know that they existed. So fun stuff you learn. I asked an employee about different items that are moving really quickly, and she said this thing is called Flawless, which I looked it up on Amazon, and it would go by an eyebrow hair remover, would be the technical search term that people would use for something that you could private label yourself. And on Amazon, those range from $20 to $30 per unit. Obviously everything else, the weight, the private label potential is there. BSRs are within range with that search on Amazon. Same with reviews. Great potential product. And that one monthly revenue about almost 58,000 on that particular product. So we went on to Sportsman's Warehouse, and like Jason said, I'll pop in here. And if you guys are joining, we're going over a method that we use to find products in any store while you're shopping. And if you want to get the PDF download that we're going through now, just comment download on this video, and it'll be sent to you in Facebook Messenger. So in Sportsman's Warehouse, just a little bit down the same shopping center, we found a fishing backpack, and I love fishing, so this would be something that I could potentially do. Prices range, they're pretty dramatic, but I kind of picked one right in the middle. It was about $36, ranges anywhere from $24 to $70 for these things. Prices are good, weight's good, definite private label potential. And on Amazon, the BSRs and the reviews are all within range. And right now they're doing about $26,000 a month in sales, which, if you're into sports and fishing, that could be a potential product for you. Then just right next door to the backpacks, there were all of these fishing toolkits. Here's an end cap, a bunch of missing spots, took a picture of it. Average price for those was about $36, $35, something like that. Everything was within range. Once I checked BSRs and reviews, good potential product. So, if you want to start a fishing line, you can sell fishing toolkits and fishing backpacks. There you go. 50 grand a month. That's a pretty sweet deal. Then towards the back of the store, I found this. I didn't even know that these existed, but they're a Mermaid Monofin. There was only one left, and looked it up. $70, which is on the high end of the price guidelines, but still within the criteria. Weight, met the guidelines. You could definitely private label this. Check, make sure that it's not patented, all that stuff before you move into it. BSRs were within range, and reviews are within range. And then on the search that I did, estimated about $33,000 a month in revenue for a Mermaid Monofin, which again, coming back to the weird things that you find that make money. There you go. Another backpack I found was actually a backpack cooler. And this was just one of the items that I found, but there was like a whole row of these things, different styles, sizes, brands, everything. The price for this one was $45. Looked it up on Amazon. The weight matched, definitely you could private label potential it. A bunch of different brands are selling these things, so I wouldn't see any patent issues. BSRs were within range, reviews are within range, and the estimated sales for backpack coolers are about $20,000 a month right now. But I would assume that they'd probably be a little bit higher in the summer, being that it's a cooler and it's going into winter.
Cool. I'm just going to see just for one sec. So, we've got a lot of people on this call. I'd just love to get feedback from you. I hope you're enjoying this training. If you're liking the training, give us some feedback. Give us a thumbs up, like the comment, share it, and even leave a comment and just say loving it. So that would really help us up. And I just see Tom saying hi, everyone. So Tom, glad to have you here. And again, remember, enter download as a comment, and you'll be able to get this exact presentation we're going over delivered directly to you. Or if you're on YouTube, check the description under the video, and we have a link in it to you for there. All right, back to you, Paul.
Cool, thanks. I found this. I took a picture of it just because I thought it was interesting. It was the only one there, so that maybe that's an indicator of popularity, that it didn't really seem that it wasn't a very popular product. Which when I did my BSR search at home, the BSRs weren't in the right. They were too high. It was something like 20,000 or something. Nothing was in that range, 400 to 6,000 BSR. So that kicked it out. Everything else, in store, the price was good, the weight was good, you could private label it. But when I came home, didn't meet the criteria for BSR, so kicked that one off of my list. A little bit further, actually, just to the left, there's this whole end cap full of different types of LED lanterns. As you can see there, the one that my son is holding is a solar inflatable lantern. So it's like a solar powered lantern that you inflate, you take it camping. Prices on that was about 29 bucks on Amazon. Weight, private label potential, all good. And when I checked it at home, the BSRs and the reviews were within range, and estimating about 10,000 a month in sales on that one.
Cool. I just see a question pop up just to make sure everyone's on the same page. So when Paul's saying BSR, so what this is we're looking at price, the weight of the product label potential, and then BSR is Amazon's bestseller rank. And we look for targeted products that are between 400 to 6,000 BSR. So that's what that means.
Yeah. So that's again, this is directly from, if you say download, you can get this PDF, and inside this PDF, I link to another PDF that Rich did, and that walks through all of those criteria as well. So really what we're doing is we're just walking through stores, looking at the first three items that we know, the known quantities that we can look at. So price, weight, and private label potential. Then we go home and we look at the BSRs and the reviews on Amazon.
So I want to give a warning to everyone though, because going down this path now, you're going to find shopping is a completely different experience now. When I first started, you cannot go into a store now and start thinking, oh, I could sell that. Oh, I could sell that. You're going to be looking at the marketing they're doing, how the packaging is. Your view of the store internally is going to be completely different, but it's a great change. So
that's hilarious. And that's basically how this developed. Is I would go shopping and I see all these things on end caps. I'm like, oh, that must be a popular product. I bet it's selling well. Take a picture and then go online and, oh man, that's really moving a lot of inventory. It's funny. And then I start thinking, oh, they're selling that for 22 bucks. I bet they're making that for $2. So did this cat tunnel thing, right? There's a bunch of different types of ones there. But the BSRs just were out of range when I went home and did some research. So again, the consensus, because it didn't meet the ASM criteria, I would just remove that from my list if I was building a list of products to sell.
So something to add on that too, Paul, and I want to make sure when we say these products don't match, especially the ones like if they have too many reviews or really aggressive BSR, the thing is we're talking about products to get started with first. So when you're just getting started on Amazon, we have this criteria set because this is the lowest barrier to entry. This is the easiest way to get started on Amazon. Once you're up and selling on Amazon with your first product, suddenly it's like you start to know things. You start to become competent in things. Once you get competent, then you get confidence to be able to sell other things, because then you've built your brand. You're starting to get a mailing list. You're starting to get all these things so that really you can start selling any products you choose. But we strict the criteria down to a really limited part initially because we know for you to have the best chance of success possible, that's why we're doing it this way. So just as you're looking at these, if there's all of a sudden something, oh, I'd love to sell that, that doesn't mean you can't eventually sell it. We're just not recommending it be your first product on Amazon. And I seen a question, where do I download? Well, you probably got it because you put the word download in there. But again, just enter the word download in the comments on Facebook. You'll get this. And on YouTube, it's in the description. All right, back to Paul here. So cool. Are we done with the cat tunnel one, I believe?
Yeah, didn't meet the criteria. So we're going to move on to the next one. So this is a dog treat toy puzzle. So I took a picture of this thing. It says treat ringer. And when I started looking on Amazon, there's things called dog treat toy puzzles. That this one was $17.99, and there was a whole range on Amazon, but you know, the criteria as far as pricing, weight, and private label potential definitely matched. The BSRs were definitely within range in terms of the ASM criteria that Amazing teaches. Reviews were within range, and so I would add this if I was, like Jason said, just starting a brand, from scratch, this is a good entry-level product that anybody, you can go to, start sourcing. Estimate about 16,000 a month in sales for dog treat toy puzzles. So just a little bit further down the same aisle, we actually just bought one of these this week on Amazon. And so I took a picture of it because there was a whole bunch of them in the store. So pet pooper scoopers, $30. Weights are within range, private label potential. When I did my research as far as the BSR criteria and the reviews at home on my computer, those matched as well. So I would leave that on my list for the pet product stuff. You got about 19,000 a month in revenue with that particular product, which is pretty sweet. Next, now this is hilarious, Jason. This next one, I didn't even know existed. Look at that, 12 diapers for dogs for $23. That's ridiculous. I didn't even know that was a thing. I did my research at home, took this photo. You got the BSRs are within range for dog diapers, and the reviews are also within range. And that particular product does about 22,000 a month in sales, which is crazy to me. I would never think of making dog diapers, but there you go. The next one that we found was just right next to it, the training pads. And I actually looked at the download that Rich made, and this actually was on that list as well. Dog training pads, which is, basically same line of stuff. Instead of a diaper, you got a pad. This 50-pack sells for $28. The weight, label potential, BSRs, reviews, once I came on research within range. And that does about 65,000 a month in sales. Now, the thing that I like about this too, Jason, is that's a consumable product. This is something that if you make, people are going to reorder from you. You build a great brand that people like, they're going to buy this again. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool. And the cool thing too, just to add, I mean, when you start getting into niches with super passionate people, I mean, pet owners are so passionate. And you're right, the things they buy, like whether it be dog bone, anything, like there's a lot of reusable ones, things that are consumable, I mean, and a product like that, you're right. I mean, and if you can get a product that can tie into Amazon's subscription service, I mean, truly, when we have our like $20-30 million a year sellers, a large majority of them are able to tie their products into that because it's so powerful. And anybody with the right product can take advantage of that.
Yeah, not only that, but the people that are buying businesses. I've been at a few conferences this year, and one of the things that they said that particular business buyers or brokers say that they look when they sell businesses are consumable products like this. So
yeah, it's funny you brought that up, Paul, because we haven't mentioned that enough. But that is something else that a lot of you have to understand. With this business model that we're teaching, you're building your own brand of physical products. And one of the biggest things that has come up over the last few years, and a good friend of mine who actually runs a brokerage, says this training that you've brought up has completely revolutionized his business. And that's people selling businesses and people buying them, meaning Amazon businesses, selling your brand. And people are getting 4, 5, 6 times a return on this business. That means if you have a business that's, say netting $500,000 a year, you could be getting back $2 million, $2.5 million a payday up front for someone to buy that business. It's a really huge thing. So you can either keep a business, keep the money going in, grow it, or a huge opportunity right now is people selling these businesses. So something to keep in the back of your mind as you're growing this. And this is, again, why it's so important we tell people to build a brand. Because if you build a brand, that's a value. And then by leveraging Amazon, you can expand your brand internationally and then expand your brand internally, because Amazon gives you all of these tools to say, hey, people that like your product also like this product. So logically, what do? Well, I better start selling that product. So keep those things all in mind.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, that's phenomenal. I'm sorry, I'm looking at some of the questions. I'm going to answer one really quick if that's okay. Somebody asked if these products, would they be successful also in Amazon Germany? The great thing about this is that the teaching that ASM provides, you follow that training in Germany as well, as long as it meets the criteria in Germany. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if they meet the criteria in Germany, then it's still a good product, viable in Germany. So
yeah, the reality is with that, I mean, that's the thing. If you're dead set and you want to start selling in Germany, just search Germany and follow the criteria that we're telling you. The reality is some products sell in Germany that don't sell well in the States or in other places. But when you're going through this criteria, you just search on Amazon Germany, Amazon.de, I believe it is, and connect the dots, and it's all there. The cool thing is in the training, too, we have all of our mentors plus the international. Rich helps so many people with international. We will help you. We will make sure that we tie the dots together so everything's clear. Now, I've seen a couple people put in the wrong word for the download. Don't put get PDF. You want to put the comment download to be able to get the download, please. All right, next, looks like one more to cover here.
This is the last one that we found. It was on our way out of the store. I was actually buying some toys for my dogs. My wife was looking at these betta fish aquariums. I took a photo just because there was a bunch. There was a bunch missing. Went home and found out that that one was, met all the criteria after I did my searching for BSR and reviews. Good potential. Did about $40,000 a month on that particular product as well. So, you move from dogs to fish, and you have a full pet company now. So
out of all of that, like that was pretty impressive. You did that in how much time?
Well, yeah. So we did it in 2 hours. The crazy thing is, right? So when you and I were talking, I said that I could get 10 products. I felt like I could get 10 products. And we actually found 17 viable products in 2 hours of shopping. Then after coming home and doing my research, just using different tools that I have, just even going into Amazon itself, looking at the BSR and reviews, took us an hour just to either eliminate duds or, verify viable products. So 17 total viable products in 2 hours of shopping, 1 hour of research at home. It actually took me longer to put this PDF together than it did to do the research.
That's awesome. Paul, we appreciate you doing this so much. And for everyone on the call, Paul did this just because he loves to give back. Love you to give a comment to him. Just say, thanks, Paul, especially if you could like the post. That would just show your appreciation so much. And remember, again, to hit download. So, Mike, can you go back to my screen if you could, please? So right now, again, now that we've had, and Paul, again, thank you so much. I want to remind you about our brand new 6-month buyback guarantee plus $5,000 inventory reimbursement bonus that we just announced today. So if you go to asmnow.com/bonus, you're going to learn about a brand new bonus we're introducing that it takes away all the risk of running this business. If you're sitting there wondering, like, is this going to work for me? But I'm worried, like, what if it doesn't work out for me? We have you covered. We are so confident in the amazing sound machine, ASMX, that we are willing to put our money where our mouth is. With the amazing sound machine, ASMX, you already get the brand new 8-week online web class, which has just been updated. We constantly keep it updated. And the cool thing is you get lifetime access to this. So anytime we have an update to the training, you get it. It's not like you have to worry like, oh, what if there's an update in 6 months? Well, you're covered. We get it. So you get this training that will constantly teach you how to run this business over an 8-week module basis. The next thing you get is our powerful ASM mentor program. Our mentors are sellers who are in the community, constantly helping people. And because of that, we have asked them if they would mind being mentors. This way, you have people that you can rest assured, trust in, that are there to help you, give you the great guidance that you deserve. And the cool thing is, on average, our mentors' businesses are earning at least $1.8 million. That means these are successful sellers that have your back. The next thing is the lifetime access to the community. We have the Amazing Alliance, which is an incredible community. That's where you get access to the mentors, you get access. And the cool, we talk about the mentors because the mentors are fantastic. There is also hundreds and hundreds of helpful members in there that aren't mentors, but they're just people that love to give back. You can rest assured that you put your question in there, there will be someone that will respond to you with helpful advice. That's the whole idea, is you don't want to be doing this alone. I remember back in 2005 when I started my business alone, nobody understood what I was doing. Nobody around me understood what I was doing. It was hard for them to know. I got involved in a community back then, and it was revolutionary for me. Suddenly I had people that understood my situation. So many times you'll be sitting and you think it's just you. You might say, oh, my family doesn't support me in this. Oh, I know too. Someone will respond. That's exactly how it was for me. And this is one of the reasons why it's so important to have a community, because you need to be surrounded by people that not only know the business, but are there to help you. And there's this great Charles Tremendous Jones said two incredible things. He said, you'll be the same you are today as in 5 years, except the books you read and the people you meet. The books you read and the people you meet. If you want to be a successful Amazon seller, then you want to be around successful Amazon sellers, and that's what the community is. The next thing you get is the private resource vault, which is basically a Rolodex of our proven resources, whether it be templates, suppliers, like vendors, anything that you need to get this business going. And there's also huge discounts in it, because there's going to be different things that you're going to need as your business grows. You might need a different solution in a couple of years to help you with something. Well, we arrange with these companies to be able to get discounts, because they know from us that we're sending them worthwhile people. You get to take advantage of that. So then the next thing, the last thing that out of the 5 main components is the automation tool suite. And this is made up of 4 tools that are all designed to help you get traffic, manage your traffic, grow your business, and just help you scale your business. And it's designed, nobody else gives you these. You get all 4 of these when you join ASM. But now you also get until Friday at 11:59 p.m. PST. This is going away. As soon as the clock strikes 12 Pacific time, this goes away. You can get the 6-month buyback guarantee plus $5,000 inventory reimbursement. Now you're going to want to go to asmnow.com/bonus. And the reason is because I've created a video specifically about this bonus with me and Mike McClary that tells you the exact details of it. So you're going to want to check that out. And when you check that out, this is what the page looks like that you'll see. You'll see there's a countdown. Like I said, there's only, it's less than 4 days, only 3 days till this goes away. But that video will explain everything. And with the Amazing Selling Machine, many people just like you have achieved lives of freedom starting right where you are today with this program. People like Galia and Andre, I love this story so much, because this is a couple that moved from Romania to America. They're trying to get their things going. Galia, who you're going to be hearing about on Friday, I believe. She's going to be, is that right? Yeah, she's going to be with us on Friday for a live interview. She had issues with headaches. It was hard for her to work. Her partner's on the road all the time as a truck driver. They started this business exactly a year ago. Here they are now, 1 year later, with a business that's doing about $500,000 a year in revenue already. $500,000 a year in revenue in just a year's time. Now, the goal of the Amazing Selling Machine is to get new sellers up and running within 6 months, with the hope that they have a $10,000 to $25,000 a month monthly revenue. $10,000 to $25,000 a month means that you got $120,000 to $300,000 a year business within 6 months from now. As you can see, Galia and Andre, they did that very successfully. And the cool thing is, their whole reason for doing this, because they wanted to have the freedom to travel, work from anywhere in the world, and be able to do what they love. And they're succeeding with the Amazing Selling Machine. We've got Anika, who said, getting into ASM, I no longer had to choose between family and career, because, hey, that's the opportunity. I can do both, and I'm no longer time restricted. How powerful is that? Michael Etsy, he bought the house of his dreams thanks to ASM. Then we've got Devin and Katie. I love them. It's been life-changing in the sense that we've always wanted to travel, and now we're getting the opportunity to do it together for our business. Then you've got Nate McHenry, great guy. He used to be a teacher. We just got to take an adventure in Maui together, which was super fun. And all of that is because of what ASM has provided. Being able to bring his family to Maui, a dream vacation. And we know how expensive Maui is. It's not a cheap place to go. Because of ASM, he's been able to bring his family there. And then we've got Theron, who said, for the first time in really about 5 to 6 years, I enjoy getting up and going to work because I'm working for myself. Then we've got Tatiana saying, I was able to quit my job I did not enjoy doing. My business is just flourishing because I started with ASM. And I know Tatiana, they actually moved. They're from Canada, and now because of this business, they're actually, I think they're in Colombia, but they're moving to Panama, I believe what it is. Like, they're living the life of their dreams. It's incredible. Then we've got, Pat, I reached my goal, and Ferris, I hit my goal within 9 months. And this month she's doing over $90,000. And she started you can see the graph there, just a year ago now too. Then we've got Travis and Jenna Ziegler. They sold their clinics and instead now run multi-million-dollar business on Amazon. And the cool thing is they use their profits to give back. What they're doing is, in fact, right now they're in Jamaica. They were just in Mexico. They actually use their profits to be able to help give eye care treatment to the less fortunate around the world, all because of ASM. And there's so many more. Kenny Davis was able to quit his job. Dana and Jade, we traveled the world last year. Shin from Korea, this business has changed our lives. And again, Devin and Katie Doris. So go to asmnow.com/bonus. Remember, the doors close this Friday at 11:59. And to qualify for the new 6-month buyback guarantee, including the $5,000 inventory reimbursement, please check out asmnow.com/bonus. If you're just getting on the call again, we're about to close it off. I want to thank Paul Barron so much for being on here. Appreciate you helping. Remember to enter the word download to be able to get the presentation that we had. In that download, it'll also give you a link and some information about the bonus that we just included, so you're covered with all that. But please check it out. Enter the word download. If you're on YouTube, check out the description. And please like this post and share it if you would. And thank you for being here. And I hope you have a fantastic evening.